All right, just got to my friend Merrick Turner's ranch. He is putting in a runway. So he had put out the call to all the bush pilots in the Northern California, Northern Nevada area. Okay, it was just a group text. But he called us all in, said, hey, we're cutting down trees, let's make a runway. So we are here, let's do it. I'm Trent Palmer. I fly drones for a living and bush planes for fun. Follow along as I journey off the beaten path of aviation.
Oh, that thing's rotten. Put the hoof end in your mouth. So the plan here is to put a nice strip in for some backcountry guys. It'll be 1,500 foot, fairly easy stuff. I'm gonna build a 16 by 20 cabin, single room. It's gonna have a potbelly stove in the middle, deck around it.
Yes. And
I'm hoping that some people will be able to utilize it, come out, spend the night, bring their kids. This pond right here is loaded with largemouth bass and bluegill. You catch them all day long and just for fun.
Dude,
that's what we're hoping for.
Yes. This is the type of stuff that aviation needs. This kind of fun, what he's doing. Good job, Merrick.
Thank you.
Look who joined the party. Hey, Tyler. What's up, Hank?
Trent, good to see you, man.
Oh, yeah, good to see you too.
Ready to work?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, this is that part where I'm trying to help, but still film. Not really that helpful. Not filming that good. This is pretty awesome. So the end of the runway is gonna be right there behind us, and then it stretches about 1,500 feet that way, which is over where the pond is that they have the fish in and everything. It's gonna be pretty sweet. I love this. You know what else I love? The camaraderie. All our flying buddies get together to help out when one of them says, hey, let's build an airstrip. And then the other cool thing, obviously we're taking out quite a few trees on Merrick's property. He's got his own little lumber mill, so he's gonna use all these trees to build the cabin, probably try to build a hangar, all that. And you know, after the fires in California lately, well, we're in California, but over the hill, I kind of think this is a almost wise move, you know? Kind of hate seeing trees go, but that fire kind of rattled me, and I said, oh, maybe, you know, sensible deforestation makes sense. Runway's pretty sensible. So obviously he's already cleared out a bunch of this. He's got little burn piles going for, you know, just the smaller stuff that he can't use to build the cabin out of. And then I think eventually all this will be, I think grass, because he's actually going to graze his cattle on it as well. So it'll be one of those buzz and make sure that there's no cows in the way. Look at those plains. It's a beautiful sight. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Right. This is essentially the future site where the cabin will be. We'll be right here overlooking the pond off into the beautiful High Sierra meadow that this is. But you know, I was thinking, as I've been helping these guys out a little bit, more filming the friends come together, that this is something that Nick would love to be a part of. And man, it kind of kills me thinking about Nick back there in the hospital bed while we're out here trying to have some fun and build a new runway, because this is exactly up Nick's alley. He was the first to jump in and lend a hand whenever I needed help. You guys saw, he spent what, the better part of 3 weeks with me up in Idaho working on my plane. He actually made one trip up there that I wasn't even part of. I was off on a job. He flew up on his own to start pre-wiring my plane without me even there. That's a good friend. But Nick's been, not only to friends, he's just been a good contributor to the community and anyone else involved. If you ever needed a hand, Nick was your guy. But it got me thinking, maybe this is one of those times that we could try to give back to Nick as a community. Now, the other day when I was in with Nick, I was talking to him about plans, what's next, you know, what airplane are you gonna build? Obviously, he wants to build another Kit Fox. But when we started talking about timeline, it was kind of a bummer because, you know, he had insurance on the plane, but all said and done, he's not left with enough money to build another one. So he's a little ways out. I suggested that maybe we do something like a crowdfunding campaign, and Nick was not comfortable with that. He said, I don't like taking handouts. But you know, the longer I've been sitting here and I've been thinking about it, Nick is always given to everyone. Why does it have to be considered a handout? You know, when Nick came and helped me, it wasn't like I was expecting it. He chose to do that from the bottom of his heart. He wanted to help. And I've realized after a lot of you guys have commented and reached out to me that we're kind of in the same boat here. We just want to get our friend back up in the air. So the more I've thought about it, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna start Nick a GoFundMe. I know, Nick, you told me not to and you're not comfortable with this, but hear me out. There's gonna be a couple catches. One, we're turning this into a community build. Anyone that contributes, whether financially or just by commenting or just by viewing in, by tuning in, you guys actually are helping out with Nick on this. So I figure anyone that's a part of it should have some say in what's going down. So along the way, I want Nick to, one, document the entire build when it comes time. Two, I want him to include all of us on decisions being made as far as color schemes or even components going on the airplane. I think you guys have been such an awesome community, and the amount of support we've already seen was just phenomenal. It warms my heart to see how awesome you guys are. Now, I want to stress really quick, if you should feel inclined to be a part of this, thank you so much. It is not expected. We are not asking for money. Nick is a big boy. He'll be able to afford it at some point. I'm just looking at a friend that's broken down in a hospital bed that really doesn't have anything immediately to look forward to because he's got such a long path ahead of him. And also with Kit Fox having such a long lead time on their kits right now, even if he were to be able to put the deposit down right away, which you can't, he'd still be a ways out. So I figured something like this could hopefully boost his spirits. Maybe we can kind of give him a little jump start, keep his mind off the healing and on to the next big thing, and we can go from there. So guys, I hope you're interested in it. Project Don't Crash This One, Nick. Nah, it's actually probably not a very good name. But you know what? Since we're gonna have you guys be a part of this, why don't we start here? Why don't you guys comment below? Let us know what you think the name of this project could be. It could be the name of a project. It could be the name of his airplane. It could integrate the Kit Fox. It could be something about the community. Whatever it is, I'd love to hear it below. Also, something I wanna try, which I don't know how will work yet, just logistically, is anyone that should feel inclined to come and actually want to lend a hand in building it, depending on where you're located. We might try to find a way to get, you know, multiple people in to kind of help him hammer this thing out a little faster and build it maybe even a little better. And then I obviously am going to bully Nick into starting a YouTube channel to document the entire thing. I'm hoping he can actually do a good enough job that it could almost work as like a online video manual, because if you're anything like me, I don't do well reading manuals, but if there's a YouTube how-to or tutorial on how to do something, I'm all for it. So if Nick could kind of document his entire build, like with detail, it could end up being kind of like an online video manual for how to build these things. And now I've seen how they go together, and it's not rocket science, but there's a lot of things that can be intimidating if you haven't seen it done. So I think something like that could be really awesome and super beneficial to all of us, at least anyone that might be interested in building the Kit Fox. All right, I should probably get back to my friends that have been over there laboring themselves to death while I'm over here playing with cameras and doing my regular thing. I think a lot of my friends think I'm lazy for it, but what can you do? So anyway, guys, I hope you're excited. I hope you're into it. I hope you guys see where I'm coming from with wanting to help Nick out. Again, I feel guilty even starting this because none of us are ones to ask for handouts or anything like that. But should any of you guys feel inclined to start this project and get Nick bump started into building the plane, I'm sure he'll be super excited. I know I am. And yeah, I'm gonna do what Mike Patey says and I'm gonna get back to work. Catch you guys on the next one. Peace. Look at Toby go. He runs that thing like a madman. I don't know if you guys remember, Toby's the one that helped me cut in my driveway, house pad, and runway, which, by the way, we're getting a little closer on. Update coming soon.
Oh, I'm wore out, man. We're halfway through the day and I'm tired.
Yeah, that happens.
Need the rest of the crew here to take over.
I know, right?
Oh, cow.
We're getting some arm pump. Tired.
Yeah.